Jake, another tough away defeat. What were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it was. It wasn't a great game, was it? It was very stop-start and very bitty, and lots of like fouls that weren't fouls, and so the game didn't, as a result, didn't really have any flow. I would say that for where we are at the minute with the squad and like the the youthfulness of the back four that we started with there, it probably had to be a bit like that for us today. With big players missing at the minute, and so we capitulated at Bideford. It was a hard watch. So I think the goal today was to come up here and just make sure that whatever happened, we just made it as difficult as possible. And I think to that end, we really did. I don't think they had any chances that I can remember until right at the end there when, we're down to 10 men and the game opened up a little bit. That isn't to say that we created any chances. We didn't. But I feel like, obviously off the back of a late one on Wednesday for them, if we'd gone into the last half an hour with 11 men, 11 v 11, I think I would have been really interested to see with the players that we had, the players that we brought on, how the game would have looked. You go down to 10, it makes it so difficult, and it was frustrating because we said to the players at half time, this referee wants to send the player off. Don't let it be us, and we gave him that chance. So that's really disappointing. But I was really pleased. Lots of really great individual thoughts. I thought young Jacob Kevin, making his first start of the season, I thought he was absolutely outstanding. I thought the middle part of the pitch, Wardy was great. Gene and Ed were super solid in the middle part of the pitch. That spine was really strong. So again, with what we've got at the minute, like it wasn't great to watch, but it necessitated, it had to be a bit like that today. So we're disappointed, but overall, from what we turned out at Bideford, that was a much more encouraging building block for us to build on going forward.
Obviously, it is a tough one to take, going down to 10 men in the second half as well. But were there any other positive things that you saw in that second half?
I really liked the first half. Against the wind, they scored an own goal. And other than that, we didn't concede many chances. We frustrated them, and again, we had to be like that today because of what we've got at the minute. And the boys did a brilliant job of doing it. Worked really, really hard. They've worked so hard in training, and we've really talked about the need for us to be more like that away from home. And so I was really pleased about that. I've picked out a few individuals, and Ollie's made a great save at the end. He's always good. But no, I didn't enjoy the game. But I enjoyed the fact that it had to be that type of game, and the boys carried it out well. I just gutted that the goal, it comes from us having a good break and turning the ball over, and then, it's just a bit of bad luck. But lots of positives in terms of individually. Positive in terms of that was totally unrecognisable from what we did at Bideford, where we just rolled over and had our belly tickled. And look, they're a good side. Don't make no mistake about it. They will be anyone that finishes above them will go and win the league. I'm sure of that. So to that end, we're pleased, but we don't like losing games. And I'm sure once we get a few more bodies in and a couple back from injury, then we'll start to look a bit more like us. So yeah, we'll take our medicine and go from there.